Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a session today. Continuation, actually, if the pendulum agrees. To clock the time, it is the 26th of March 2025. It is Shani's day. It is a Wednesday, which is Mercury. The destiny number is 8, 9, 10, 11, 2. 8, 2. So, Moon, Saturn, and Mercury. That's at play. Okay. We've got the time is about 9:40 in the morning. It shows as 9:33. I've still not set the clock proper. Um, we're at postcode 560077 doing this read. The question is an open-ended question. It has actually it's thrown up a lot of information about some stuff that has been happening in the background, which obviously I can't physically see, but the physical representation that I have seen so far. Oh, and I forgot to actually check the timeline of how these two photos fell. You know, the one where you see on the side, I don't know if you see the yellow garland on the stand. So that used to be Durga Mata's photo at this portion down on the wall. That fell, so I just placed it up over there. Then the second one that's gone lopsided after some time is Shirdi Sai Baba's photo. Now over here we can say it's the work of the wind. But then in my bedroom also 3 times my sister's photo has fallen. Varsha in a black and white photo where she is with a gift in her hand, and I'm playing the role of Krishna. The place is Mrs. Hanumanta's home in a Balvikas organization. I think there was an event, and it is JJ School of Arts. The man was a principal. Mrs. Hanumanta's was she Mrs. Hanumantapa or was she Mrs. Hanumanta? I'm not sure. Her husband was, you can go and check, no, principal or someone who's very senior in the late 70s, early 80s. I think late 70s, sometime in the second half of 70s. You go and check who was the principal. She's his wife. JJ School of Arts, one of the best school of commercial art or any kind of fine arts. One of the best. So you go and find, very difficult to get admission there. Go find out. So that also, what I'm telling you about the photo is that it fell on its own. It fell on its own, but there's no air and wind over there. But maybe my fan was on, maybe the fan made it fall. I don't know. That also is a possibility. So we leave it. Anyway, the pendulum is doing its talk. Take it with a pinch of salt if you want, or don't take it with a pinch of salt. It's open, right? I just feel that whatever we're getting in the Scrabble throw definitely is showing something that has happened in the past. In a couple of instances, I think it has identified things. I've always been in the dark for most things. I could be a pawn on the chessboard, but somebody that's used as a jack. Joker, not jack, joker. So we leave it. But I think if there is some information that's coming through over here and you've got something in the background you need to look into, this is a good place to get hints. That's what I feel. But you can go with it whichever way you want. When it comes to me, even the tarot read has indicated some stuff in the background that's not good. This is what I have done. This is where it started from. So we're continuing with this read only. Okay, we're continuing with this read only. That is what I was telling you about. If we just go to this one, this was a separate thing, but it indicated the same thing. So wherever we are looking, we're getting like on the grounds of robbing being there. A sly fox just dumping, crucifixion on people for no rhyme of reason, not even understanding whether it is due or not due, taking calls on their own, but frankly confusing and creating a maze for everybody. So this is the second one. Let's see what's in here. This is depicting the mice who steal, mice rob, right? What is this one depicting? This is depicting the venomous snake. So I was saying it's creating a maze for everybody. So, because that's what it says. It says it is not an individual thing. This that is happening to everybody. It is a collective that has been put into the maze, and that who's spitting venom is spitting venom for forced transformation. It is being overlooked by number 28. Number 28 is either my cousin Nikhil Advani if it is a very personal family issue, or then number 28 is Elon Musk. Of course, the birch and the whip that is represented in the back again is not a great sign. So this is why I talk about the pyramid. It is also something that Mr. Modi, when he was in his first term, he got all the CEOs to join him in a Clean India drive. He got them all to hold that, you call it a birch, what do you call it? The sweeping thing. He got all of them to come to the streets and hold it. Then many of them lost their positions in the corporate sector. They are CEOs and people who started out in big banking sectors as trainees, but they were intelligent to grow in their position. He, for some reason or the other, got them all out. Many of them went to Davos also. Did they return or were they jabbed? These are things need to be checked, because if they were jabbed or they were let off and replicated, then they could have been in the organization for a few years, but then they would have created situations to give the bad reputation to the original who's not there to defend themselves, and then had them removed after disreputing them. The most at risk is their family actually and their network. Okay? So this also was indicating that only. Like this, he's done a lot. So this is the reason why I'm saying you can take it with a pinch of salt, or you can actually look into the matter, because everything that I'm doing is indicating this only is happening in the background. It is pointing out who the culprits are. Now the anti-god is still alive and at play. No. Can we stop with wordplay and can we instead just concentrate on what I'm saying? He and his associate is still alive. My reading is talking about what he's got done in association with some other people. Some of them have already passed on and are being dealt with in a spirit life for something they've done at a nascent level or in a smaller level, yet they have some repercussions going forward that they have to set straight for their own relationship with their own Atma. I have a relationship with my Atma. This is one form. Even I am responsible for my Atmic journey going forward. However, I have earned it. I am not shirking responsibility. So they are also not shirking responsibility. The way they are, somebody amongst them was not happy with what they got. So they vandalized a little bit those photos. They kept dropping because they have had an altercation with Shirdi Sai Baba. But they are not like how I am in the body. They are in spirit. One day I will also go to the afterlife. I will also become spirit. I will also have to go through the process, as everybody over here will have to go through the process. Each one of us on earth, and many more to come. That's just something that naturally happens. Now the point is, when did the first time this reading happen? Did I do the throw here? Because otherwise we lose count of what this is all about, right? No. It was before this. Was it 22nd of March? That the reading was done? I think so. I want to check if they are the same Scrabble pieces that were thrown. That's the most important, if we have all the letters. No, this is not that. This is even earlier than that. This is earlier than that. Okay, this reading started on the 23rd of March 2025. Today is the 26th. So this is 23, 24, 25, 26. Today is the 4th day. So we did the pendulum check. That's the date. The reason we got a little confused is in the first 40 minutes actually we dealt with the old topic, and ideally we should have shut the video off and then started the new one, but we just continued in the same video. That's why there's a confusion. I should never do that. So this is where we went and did the Scrabble throw. The question was open-ended, what the spirit realm wants to talk to me about on the whole. Anything flipping out on its own we don't take. Only what we take, we take. We do this close-eyed. We don't look at the pieces. We can't see the pieces. Creating fog for robbing, connected with the frog. Okay. So this is, we've got how many pieces here? So over here we've got rob, we've got rot, we've got globe, we've got gobble, or we've got foe, we've got, so this is how it started. This is how it started, and I had to compare this and fog. So fog is the maze where you saw in that tarot card session earlier. Connected to the entire community, stuck in a maze, which is the fog. It is a global issue. because the anti-God wants to gobble everything through robbing. That's the mice. He wants to bring about mass transformation, which is the whip and the birch. It's not a skit, it's a birch. Birch is that thing that you clean, become like a cleaner, all at the bottom of the pyramid. Forced upon humanity. And my thing is not to sit and fight with United Nations or human rights. I just want them to wake up. Also, I want the BJP to wake up. Everybody is not your mother, father, sister, brother. Get out of that bloody mode. Please give people respect when they are doing a job, to call them out for the work they are doing. Don't call them your relatives, because ultimately you have your own family. Your duty is towards your family. You know, many people in the last 30 years I have watched. Tu mera beta ka jaisa hai, and then you take out all the work out of the poor guy. In my home, we don't do that. In my home, you are coming to work. You are free to leave when you wish to leave. You negotiate your salary. If it is okay both ways, all right. You negotiate the work. It's okay. The day you want to leave, give a notice and then leave. That's called professional. You could be trying to support your education. You are not bound for years on end thinking you are my relative. No. You are free to move to whatever job you wish to do after that. But that's not how the BJP played it. So then you have angst amongst people. The point is, there is no problem doing a job at any level. The mess is when you sit and tell people, no, be grey, calling them all kinds of names, switching, and they need to now grab assets, because when you have called their predecessors, your family members, and got them to work from 5 in the morning to 12 in the night or 1 in the morning. Our home is only 2 people, 3 people. We are out for meals and call for our food from the restaurants at least 4 times in a week. That is from the time we were pretty young. Yet you made my family a bloody excuse and an example for your filth. It is coming like an avalanche to eat you, or a tsunami to eat you. Because you dangle the carrot in front of so many people with so many fucking excuses to make yourself powerful. You put ideas into their head, but you never delivered. Yet there was somebody on the sidelines watching the whole play. He's taken complete advantage. She has taken complete advantage of the entire thing worldwide. So you get your army into place. I am telling you, I don't know how you're going to handle it. But handle it, you will have to. I am pretty sure it's got to do with the back end architecture. The ROM and the RAM is supposed to be connected with Tosca and May. Elon is only front facing it. Maybe he is connected neurally to lots of things. Is Elon even alive or not alive? Does he have people who are standing in for him? Are his kids shape-shifting for him? What is he actually doing? If he's been let off, who is controlling the whole show and from where? In most probability, I just really do feel the 10 Putins, whoever is in the Modi camp, the ODI, not Narendra Damodar Das Modi, who's been called out to be in a Nidra state many times over. Why is he in a Nidra state? Then Trump, I say, is that who is Kira, who has shapeshifted for Ratan Tata, but at that time he has ousted Cyrus Mistry, publicly disreputing him. He could have done it very nicely. But on the back of it, I say that if you have groomed somebody in your Parsi community is too small. And in fact, you want to save your community, you would have had some contribution to grooming him. His upbringing would have been similar to what's required. He's not a first time CEO in his family. He's got people who have already done the job in the past. So obviously, if Musk is grooming his 4-year-old son, his 2-year-old son, 1-year-old son with so much ambition. Straight on the job, training him as a baby. Then surely places where, it's a decent family, they don't need to grab. They allow their child to go to school, develop naturally, but the grooming would have started in a different way. It has to. It just has to. It has to. It happens in every family. Some parents push, some parents don't push. They balance it properly. So what then ultimately happens? Everything is show. It is always when you are energetically off with each other because an outsider has entered the setup that generally there is a problem. Otherwise, there is no problem. Then there is the Bezos case also. Elon selling all Elon's assets, that's also a case. Like that, how many cases there are? You think about it. My locker being broken for dimes. My clothes are hanging from there. Whoever it is has broken everything. But then this happens in Nigeria. My mother's brother, when he was working in a company in Nigeria, connected with fisheries and with shipping or what, I don't know. But over there, he used to complain. They just ransack the office and they hold you at gunpoint. They go for the cash box. They just open everything and run off. This is stories from the 80s, 70s and the 80s. Now, whoever has done what they have done it, they've done it that way. Nigerian way, wearing what my uncle used to complain. My mother's sister used to complain that they just ransack things. They just come in, they break lockers, break things, they just take everything and they run. What was done at Forge as well is something similar to that. But then that was the build-up between 2017 when I visited Jaswell. Everything was in place. 2018 when I visited Jaswell, things have been stolen from my locker. That is the Nigerian way. But 2011 when I'm going to New Zealand, Likey Lee's song is told to me, given to me, I will follow you or I follow rivers, something of that sort. And the mention of the South African rebels is brought to my notice and I say, where did South Africa come from? But that is on the back of that who is supposed to be my sister. Shalina, Varsha, Indu, Serena is the name that is being given to her. Selena is the name being given to her. She is not being called Varsha. These guys are rats. They are shape-shifting left, right, center and they are fooling everybody. I don't know how the Indian intelligence should actually take it very seriously. Indian military needs to take it very seriously. I'm not joking. Yes, connected with your Bertila, she got some identity to South Africa. In India, she's presented herself as a Jharkhand tribal or something. Connected with Jharkhand. On that also you played filthy politics, I feel. But on the back of it, how many people have lost their lives or how many people were cortexed on and off and sent out into society? How many people were replicated is anybody's guess. But anytime there's a replica that comes in, there's always stealing. How are you going to account for it? It has happened in many places. You are yet to find out how, at an individual household level, I think every 1,000th home in India, how you got a shapeshifter in your home. Till now, they have not shown their teeth. But silently, they rat away. Silently, they rat away. When they have ratted enough, then they show you their true colors. If you want to take it as a already happened example in the past. Choice for you to take it or leave it is your choice, as well as the Indian military, as well as the Indian so-called intelligence. Well, the truth of the matter is Bombay to LA, LA to Bombay, West Bengal to Dubai for two different reasons. Government of India being rogues. That is the first time in 2020 end 2021 in the read. These are the words. Government of India is an NDA. Are they chasing the rogues or have they joined the rogues? I think you better understand one thing. The two religions is God and anti-God. You people who are working in intelligence better get your forces together to find the anti-God, or not one of you people will be able to think with your own brains. He has played everybody. He's waiting for the kill. And anybody who is greedy and thinking about extra profit by mass coverage in India, stop it. You will not even have what you have painstakingly, whether it is one generation or two generations, earned your place in high society, born in humble beginnings. You will not even have that. You will be worse than the humble beginnings you started from. You just keep it in mind. That how many times you have given with wrong karma, all that will catch up with you almost immediately. So you better just reconsider your decisions. Okay, if we put this over here and we start from here again, just to see that we are on track. So we will continue the session just to show you that it's the same thing. Okay, B2 leaf frog, that's the same thing. It was little distressing because in my own family, when it comes to my sister Varsha, or then even if it is my cousin, right, we got something that it was not a good journey going forward because of something they had indulged in, of course without everybody else's knowledge. The pendulum was pointing in a particular direction, so I'm not sure whether it did the right thing or did the wrong thing, but the point of the matter is that whatever be the pendulum, this definitely threw up information about some things that have gone wrong in the past. So we will take Shirdi Sai Baba's blessings from here itself. I will ask the pendulum if it is wishing to talk. I'll see what it is that I get to ask. Okay. Yesterday was a Tuesday. Apparently someone is angry with me. We did by mistake, because I think we were trying to decipher lots of things. We by mistake went and poured hot water on this thumb. Then later on we went and scratched the hot water, burnt pat on something else, which was a little rusted. Someone definitely is getting us to do a little bit that is not that great. And then when we cut a little vegetable, we went and cut this thing also by mistake. All this happened yesterday. So I have to be really careful. I cannot be meditative all the time. I need to be present also over here. Okay, it's a lovely day outside. We will just mentally take we will just mentally take the blessings. 1 minute, I better be careful. We'll just take the blessings mentally of Gau Mata, Ganesh ji, Shiv ji, Vishnu, Shani, Hanuman ji. Before we start this questioning, I'll throw out this, not throw it out, I'll keep it to the side. I don't know whether this goes and transfers information from my glasses to some other place, because you know how hologram, monogram, God only knows what now they make, and this thing does its own talking and transfers data to that SD, SATA, FATA, wherever it is. And most times it's fucking lying. It looks at what we are doing and it keeps commenting, connected with the stupid fan and connected to what's in my body. And my main door. What you are, what is wrong with you, I don't understand. Biometricing my main door ka lock, running off with my fuse box, exchanging it, then 24/7 all the time, then giving me bad words to that bloody grok. Now you're calling it that Elon Musk grok frog. L's name is over here. Sitting and grabbing information where you are illegal, putting it onto your bloody setup drive or whatever it is, then replaying it in everybody's home. You got any shame? Okay, can we start this session? Are you with me as of now? I am Jaya. Today I am wearing what? What is it? I am not Jaya. I am Jaya Kanayalal JAYA.ADVANI. Over there you say what? Aarti Amem. I don't know about Aarti. Aarti is not my name. If you're talking about Aarti Nantur, she's supposed to be my first cousin from my mother's side. If you're talking about Aarti Hundalani, I don't know her. She's the in-law of Shalina, Varsha Indu. Aarti is my name. Arta is my name. Aarti Nantur is supposed to be Neena Masi's daughter. Neena is your sister, Neena Nantur. Neena Nantur's daughter Aarti has been called out for looping some identity or IDs. That's been considered robbing. That's why there is a forward journey that's not that great. Aarti Nantur was called Arta as a child. Aarti Nantur was loved a lot by Neena Masi. Aarti Nantur disappeared for some years. Aarti Nantur ever shapeshifted for JAYA.ADVANI, my sister, Indu. Is that behind my back sometime in the 90s? Was this information ever shared with me while you were in the body, all you people were in the body? Did you ever let me know this? In plain words, did you ever let me know this? Was was Aarti an absolute replica of Varsha when she was living at Fort Jasul as Varsha? Is it Aarti Nantur who was actually doing a professional job, whether it was with Tata Tele, whether it was with Armayash, whether it was with Goenka's Indian Express? Is it she who held a job? Because none of us Advanis actually one can hold a professional job. I'm a case in example. But Aarti Nantur's mother worked in Burmashal all her life. Her father worked in HUL all his life. So she came from a background where they were used to actually working as professionals. It was a training she had from the very beginning. I used to wonder, it suddenly struck me. I said, how come Varsha was able to keep a job? None of us were able to. Nana had worked for Siemens. So he was again in the professional career, working for corporates. You worked for how long in Burmashal? 2-3 years? 5 years? How long did you work for Burmashal? 3 years? 4 years? 5 years? 10 years? Did you work at Burmashal for 10 years? Did you give up your job at Burmashal BPCL called today when I was born? Did you say I was a nightmare to you because you needed to sterilize the bottle even 3-4 times, but I'd still have dysentery? Were you blamed for it were you blamed for that happening? Did anyone blame you for it? Did Dadi actually tell you, do not worry, simply because even Kailash Aunty had the same problem when she was born? It's a problem that even her own daughter had, and you are not to worry about it. Did you hand me over to Rosie Fernandez at times, in case there was too much happening in the house? Did Rosie Fernandez on a couple of occasions pick and drop me from Shellim's to Mrs. Menda's home? That means from GPO post office opposite it. That's where Shellim's was. Yeah, on the cross of DN Road and whatever else there is. I don't know, one of those by lanes. No, it was off DN Road. Yeah, it's off DN Road. And take me to Mrs. Menda's house at Kulaba, one of those Gladdy Braddies or Braddy Gladdy flats near Paradise. So I'm the same baby. Did I flunk my cathedral exam? Was I going to Mrs. Menda's house for tuitions for cathedral entrance exam? Did you sit outside my principal at Fort Convent for a retest at Fort Convent because I flunked the first time over? Okay, if I can ask you, am I wearing like a yellow t-shirt today? Am I wearing am I wearing a khaki green pair of shorts? Am I wearing a blue and white striped t-shirt today? Light blue and white striped t-shirt today? Am I wearing a dark blue and white bordering, looking little like black, But am I wearing like a navy blue dark, absolutely dark stripe with off-white white as a t-shirt today? Does my t-shirt have collar on it? Is it a button me down t-shirt or button down t-shirt? Is it a V-neck t-shirt? Is it a round t-shirt, round neck t-shirt? Are the sleeves free? Are they like loose sleeves that I'm wearing? Does it have, is it tight on the arms? Is the same band which is on the arms round my neck too? Is it different color? Is it the dark blue color on it? Okay, so let me just show to them. Let me just show it to you. My shorts are green, you can see, green color shorts. The t-shirt is striped, navy blue looking like black with off-white. The arm has this kind of band on it. And the same band is on my neck. All right, fair enough. Now if we can continue, no, I still need to ask her some questions because I'm a little sad about the ones who are going, I'm also a little confused about some issues connected with my cousins actually. I'm also a little confused about my sister's role in this. Aarti Arta cannot be Varsha unless Varsha was up to something else. So I want to know what happened to Indu. Where is that woman? She's supposed to be my real sister. You play sounds from my body, I'll smack your face for real. I'm just warning you. There's a limit to how shameless gets. Can I still ask some more questions? Because actually I'm also worried about Varsha. I'm not worried about her, but I just want to know more about her. So can we agree that Indu's Chatti name is the same as Varsha.ADVANI? That Indu Devi was Varsha.ADVANI? Can we agree on that one thing? Now that woman is alive. That woman lives in India. Alright, if I can ask you, when I say alive, is Indu in her body as of now? Is Indu Advani still physically in her body? When we use the word Indu Advani, they are playing some buzzer in the back of my this. I'll slap her if I see her. Huh? I'm really going to throw her into the ocean if I ever see her. I'll just bodily pick her up and just chuck her into the ocean. She is in India. India's that Hindu's physical body is in India. She's the one who called me Sarla auntie in 1996 and sat on my body and didn't let me get up. She's not the one. That was Binu's daughter. That was Arta. Okay, now is Indu okay abroad? Is she in an okay place? I'll call her Indu only because Varsha is a very confusing name. Is DNA related to me? Indu Advani is the one whose DNA related to me by the Sadrangani side of the family as well as the Advani side of the family. She's okay in her physical body. I want to know about her journey going forward. Are you able to see her journey going forward in the timeline? Is she going to be joining Aarti Arta on her journey in an Atmic level going forward? Or is it worse than that? Aarti Arta's journey is one of a human form with beggary going forward. According to whatever altercation happened in the temple outside. Now, is Indu's journey, Indu Advani, who you say is living physically abroad, is her journey equally bad or worse than Aarti Nantur or Aarti Arta? Do I also fall into the category of having the same kind of journey as Aarti Arta and Indu? Once I physically leave this body, will I be also in the same category as them, or whatever future Atmic form? Will I be joining them for their misdemeanor? You telling me Indu worked whatever she worked on purpose on me for whatever her reasons were via Aarti Arta? Was it because I was just the favorite child in the house? I don't know. I was the brown hairy one, but for whatever reason, I was just favored by everybody. From Dadi to the cousins to the nanny to Papa to Mama to the aunties, down to the last person working in our home also. Working in our home, working in the office, working as a driver, working in any category. Somehow, I don't know. Is that what worked against Indu's journey? Her choice to want to have the same adoration, adulation, but her own way. Is that what has gone against her? How do I take it that you are actually able to see this in the timeline going forward? So she has done worse than actually Aarti Arta. Aarti Arta was a pawn on a cover for her, a proxy for her. What we can do? When I had asked Shirdi Sai Baba in the year 2017 who is going to be reincarnated with me going forward, I got a no for everybody except for my own father called JAYA.ADVANI. But I told you in 2012, I was shown in a deep state dream that my dad has got the markings of Vishnu on him. But you will not understand it simply because, well, there's somebody else who's been him, right? And he is not who the original is. So what do the duplicates do? What do? They exploit the position, and they don't care because they know who they are. The ones who get at the receiving end of it, any which ways they don't like us. So it works for them in every direction. Who gets stuck? Well, you need to find whatever you need to find. I will not even get into it. I'll just leave it open. It's the work of the intelligence. I'm just telling you, irrespective of which country you work for, don't be fooled. Irrespective, there is literally, it is God versus anti-God. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Even when it comes to you people, I have seen when the coronavirus was going on, I told you I saw armies gathering together. I also told you need to have a joint effort, just the way, don't fragment yourself. Don't you know there is what? Divide and rule. You've heard that divide and rule issue? You've heard of unity in diversity? You've never needed it more than you need it right now. I'll just give it to you in these two phrases. Divide and rule, as is from the anti-God's home, the way he has played it. And unity in diversity from your end, who has to set things correct. So just remember one thing, it is God versus the anti-God. That's it. Yes, Krishna and Lord Krishna, avatar of Vishnu himself. Born to Mother Devaki, who's the queen, but then that Queen Devaki's brother is Kans. All in the same setup. That is why you need to be very focused, as from the anti-God's point of view, how has he gotten ahead of his game? Divide and rule, make issues on divisions and create more divisions. Always mask it one way or the other with good things, but if you really look at the issue for what it is, you will realize there is nothing that has been achieved except it is slow descending from heights of prosperity wherever he's gone, coming down to the level of the birch and the whip in the maze, which is the fog. Wanting transformation of the pyramid, falling to the bottom of the pyramid, bringing everybody to the level of the birch and the whip. Using and hiding behind biotechnology, and yes, then it is going to affect the financial through technology. The pyramid is very good, like the ecosystem is very good. Gives you scope for movement according to your circumstances, capabilities, fate supporting you. There are many issues at play that support you. Not issues, there are many elements that support you. Right? Many elements. But again, if you look at the pyramid in the way it is designed, if I will show you as an example, if we assume this is the pyramid, just this portion, if we assume this is the pyramid, the green portion, or if you want to see it this way, this will be better. Let's assume this is the pyramid. This over here at the bottom is the pyramid. This portion. So what happens is, this is the bottom of the pyramid, this is a ladder to the top, this is a ladder to the top, this can be the right brain, this can be the left brain, whichever you are comfortable, from the bottom of the pyramid going up to the pinnacle at the top. You can go this way, you can go this way, you can actually then laterally move this way. If you're bored with this side activity, you can give it up and then come to this side and choose this. The organizations used to allow you to do that. That is why I was telling the BJP, don't make everybody your brother, sister and mother and father. No. You got your responsibility to your own kith and kin. When people are joining jobs, leaving jobs, they are there as a professional, they are doing a job. Well, whether it's the driver, whether it's the peon, whether it's the cleaner, whether it's the maid, you have confused everything and taken it to the CEO level. The CEO has come down to serve. On the back of all the grey, what has happened? That's the fog. Then that at the bottom of the pyramid, making them your relatives, but not really treating them as such, taking out more work from them, that is what has irritated the next generation after them. And when people like us establish, no, it's a bloody job they're doing, they're free to leave when they want and choose whatever they wish to do, people like you have actually then called us rude. Or we don't want to see people growing. No, that's not the case. Then you have shaken hands with people abroad for your own bloody fucking deals. And whatever you've done behind our back. And you've done it in a sneaky manner. For your vote bank over here. But ultimately, what has it brought to everybody? It was nothing but divide and rule. In a different manner. So what he wants is the pinnacle to come crashing down to this. So that's where the birch is at. वो जो झाड़ू है वो यहाँ पे है, along with the whip. This ladder falls. He stays over there like the lone star, like Stargate, Starlink. When it comes to technology, it comes to mind control, it comes to the chip, it comes to artificial intelligence, it comes to the biotech war, it comes to gene editing, gene engineering, genomes, whatever traits, whatever you want. It is a war. And it's going to affect you very badly going forward. You can be the most intelligent human being on earth, the richest man on earth, with your ability to do your own thinking today. He comes into play, the anti-God. You, no matter how clever you are, you will not be able to give the same kind of output as you have been able to do in the past with your own God-given birth. It is possible that in some of the CEO's case, or then let's just take a Rocky Fernandez as a simpleton. If a simple Rocky Fernandez's brains was put on a neural network of high level of criminals, then he would have become later on criminal-like. Not because he's thinking with his own brain, because the signals sent to him make him do the wrong thing. If you have a very intelligent CEO, suddenly he becomes a bumbling bee. He's like, bumbling, fumbling for words. He's not able to control his own body language. He's not able to control his own mind when he's trying to express himself. A man who is in a setup where he is supposed to be clear thinking, he's been groomed for it, I believe, both by DNA and natural training over the years, suddenly he's bumbling. He's not able to express himself. He's looking strange. That's all because he would have been put onto a neural network of people who were probably intellectually of a different class. Maybe he was put onto a neural network of a lot of simpletons. Anything is possible, but then you can't be a simpleton if you're going to be a CEO of a very large corporation. It requires very incisive thinking, which he probably had by DNA and by the natural birth that he had. That got stolen from him, stamped down on him. primarily exchanging his neural network, because this is what these people are doing all the time. And it is not okay, it is called robbing. It is robbing. It is robbing in blindly robbing in daylight or blinding daylight. You have taken away my grandfather's genes and gone and put it entirely. I am happy to be my mother, no problem. But you keep changing my looks also. That also is going to Europe. From Europe, I'm getting Rao has given my supari. Now, I don't know whether Rao's given the supari or you gave the supari on Rao as well as me. But all this has started after my passport is stolen in 96. And can I ask you further questions? You would like me to stop the session over here? The pendulum session, you'd like me to stop here? You are feeling bad about Indu, Indra? You've been the mother of Indu, Indra ever? Bodily, were you the mother of Indu, Indra? You are my mother of this. You are my mother? Are you the mother of Jaya Kanyalal Hukumatrai Advani? In the physical form of this birth? So can I say you are my mother of this birth? Of this physical form of mine? Indu, did you okay, you don't want to discuss this further? You want me to close this pendulum session right now? Okay, so I'll probably come back. Do you want me to come back to the pendulum tomorrow? Will you be okay by then? Okay, so I'll just let this pendulum stop and I'll go to explaining anything on the Scrabble keyboard. Okay, so I'll leave it over here only. So we'll continue with this since she doesn't want to discuss it further. She may be just very upset, and so she's saying she's not the mother of Indra. So we'll just let it be. So it goes back to when my father in my dream had fired my sister and had said, look what you have done. He was pretty angry. That was in the second half of 2018. Then the reading itself talked about Haku, Haki and Hoti and some toil and being unhappy about something. Don't know what. Mr. Hukumatrai Advani can be identified as Haku. In their network, in their generations were the other two names. Now, these spirits also can see actually our forward journey once we leave the body and move into the afterlife. It is possible the spirit is giving us direction of, Shirdi Sai Baba keeps saying, learn to recognize what is good and what is bad. He gives me that every second day. It is possible he is trying to also let you people know who are bigger decision makers than I am. I'm not anything out in the public life. Thank God for that, because it's a very responsible position and the welfare of people actually rests on those who are in the public life, right? So one wrong decision and it affects everybody, then that responsibility of that karma has to be taken by the decision maker. That's why it is such a scary place to be at. It's not a small job, it's a very difficult job to do. You know it, I know it. Perhaps that is why the spirit realm is just letting you know in advance. Perhaps Shirdi Sai Baba is also doing his job of helping you. You, with your own intelligence, before you are stamped down on, have to leave no stone unturned to figure out the problem and get rid of it. You have to. Otherwise, it will get rid of you. It gets rid of you and the anti-God takes over, well, we are all dead. And so there are only two principles you always remember. Divide and rule from the anti-God's perspective. Don't let him or her get away with it. Unity in diversity. Yes, the globe is diverse, but you need to be united in this effort only. You just have to be. It is God versus the anti-God. And then also realizing, do not get divided, because he knows that divide and rule is the name of the game. So do not be fooled by religion, caste, creed. No. Just know you are intelligence, know you are the army, realize that your enemy is the anti-God. You have to identify who that is and you need to deal with it very strictly. Very, very, very strictly. No other choice. He thrives actually in creating the fog, in the divide and rule, and he has, so you can understand Brexit, how they broke up Europe. He wants to do that with the whole world, but then he will bring in a very strict rule. That also connected with technology. He's got a head start on the back end architecture. Something that he only knows, you don't know, so you have to get rid of it. I know it's very difficult for the rest of us. It makes life very complicated, but the point is, well, you've got two choices. Falling into the clutches of the anti-God is not a good choice. Also, if my reading consistently says that the majority of the earth population today goes to the northern part of the higher realms from the earthly realm, so you still are a majority. He wants to change forcefully that balance. वो रेशो उसको बदलना है forcefully. Okay, so if we continue with this read, already 1 hour has gone only this way, or 1.5 hours has already gone only this way. It's already 10:43. So we will I don't manipulate the pendulum. Whatever the pendulum needs to talk, it talks. In fact, so much so I don't even wear my glasses. I even keep my glasses to the side. I don't know if it is B to Leo frog. Does Elon have Leo planets in his horoscope? Everybody with Leo ascendant and moon signs specifically. Now Saturn is moving depending whether it is your ascendant or whether it is your moon sign. Saturn is either moving to the 4th house or the 8th house. So he's going to now do the accounting books. Especially when it comes to signs like Leo, it comes to signs like Aries. If you've given with some activities which are not good, then Saturn is going to be a little strict with you. He can be very strict also with you. Those who have Leo as their ascendant and as their moon sign. I don't know if Aries is going to start at 7:30 now. I'll be finishing mine now by the end of this month. Saturn is to my friend only. Even if it is some tough times, he's always there supportive. He has fallen 3-4 times for me. हम बोलूँ Saturn, no, you're supposed to, it's okay, अभी क्या करें, okay, right? But he is not so kind with the Aries moon signs ascendant, Leo moon sign ascendant. He was not kind even to Sagittarius. Generally he is quite okay with Saggy as the guru. But in my mom's case, he has, unless she is not who she says she is, and she's actually some other sign that he's not favorable to, then he is going to do his bit. So if you have done wrong, then Saturn almost immediately reacts. So those who are what I just said, okay, so anyway, there is a Leo involved, a Leo frog. Elon Musk, the original, May is also Leo. M is a Leo name. I told you, right? How do we know? Did I show it to you? I'll show it to you. Okay, this has been put out in Hindi. But I can explain it to you. You can guess also that the topmost that there is the Aries. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. This is Leo. So you count the 5th from the top, that will be Leo. So that is Ma, Mi, Mo. That's this one. This is Leo, 5th from the top. That is Ma, Mi, Mo, Me, Mo, Ta, Ti, Tu, Te. So that is M and T. That goes into the Leo Rashi, being 5th from the top. The Aries one is, so you can understand May is Leo Rashi. Tosca also is Leo Rashi. Tony Fernandez also is Leo Rashi. Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy also is Leo Rashi. Then those who have taken that identity, shapeshifted for them for a very long time, associating themselves with that Rashi, living that life, you people get caught into that lot if you own their egos. And not now. Now you don't give it up. It is already documented for. Ratting away, you cannot go and fool Shani. When it comes to I was talking about the Aries, right? So the first one is Aries. So let's just see. It is called Chu, Che, Cho, CH. La, Li, Lu, Le, Lo, A. So in other words, Chu, Che, Chi is CH. Your name starts that way. La, Li, Lu, Le, Lo is with L. And A is like A, A. So you can take the name Ashish. La, Li, Lu, Le, Lo is Lolo, Lelo, Lina, Lana. Example, Che, Chu, Che, Cho, like Chu would be Chuchu, Chi would be Chitru, as an example. Not saying that these are the people, but that comes to the Aries. The first one. It starts with Aries. So the Aries, I don't know if these guys are actually going into their Sade Sati now. Because I'm a Makar Rashi or the Capricorn Rashi, which is the third last one. That is Bho, Ja, I'm Jaya. So it's Ja, J-A. So I'm Jaya. Bho, I have no idea. G, Ki, Ku, K. Ko, Ga, Gi. So you can just say that the name Gargi could be a Capricorn. Khushi could be a Capricorn. I don't know anybody of Khushi's name, but that's a Capricorn. My own name is Jaya. That's Ja. G could be, anything Gina or something with J. Kha could be Ki. I don't know. Bho. Those are the names, starting that way. But Ja, which is over here, like Jaya, right? That is Makar Rashi, which is Capricorn. Now, if I'm finishing, so who's starting? This is on the last leg. This is in the middle leg. Who's starting is Aries. So Aries Sarasati starts. So if you are an Aryan moon sign or an ascendant, Shani, and you've done the wrong thing, Shani is going to bring you to book. If you've given her the wrong activity. The next one after that is the fourth sign, which is okay. Now who's going to go through the fourth house transit, and did Leo just finish with the fourth house transit? Is it going into the fifth house transit? I don't know. I'll have to check. So all I'm saying is if you've done something haywire, then Shani is not going to be very kind to you. I think the next lot is the Aryan lot because they start their Sari Sati of 7.5 years. Mm, but as a matter of fact, when it comes to the Leo Rashi, it comes to the Aries Rashi, it comes to, I'm saying my mom also did not get away. She had problems during her Sari Sati. You even, yeah, Leo is the Singh Rashi. This is the Leo Rashi. I'll have to check who's going through the. Mine is a sixth house transit, so I cannot understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Saturn is going to be moving into the Meen Rashi, right? It is going to be entering Pisces. So this is the first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house, eighth house. So anyway, I think my calculation is a little wrong. Okay, I'll have to see it on a chart. 1 minute. Okay, so just so that we don't go off track, what I've done is I've just put out a chart which clearly explains what is what. Okay, it's a poor representation, poor drawing, but still it is okay. So we take it that Libra is the ascendant. Pisces is transiting through, Saturn is transiting through the Pisces home or that sign which is sixth from Libra being the ascendant. In my case, Libra is the ascendant, Capricorn is in the fourth house. That is represented over here. So how do we count it? Pisces is how many places away from Libra the ascendant? It is 6 places away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How far is from the moon sign is Capri, Shravan. So from the moon sign, how far is Saturn going to move? 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So if we consider this, it comes down now to Leo sign. How far is Saturn from Leo sign? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th house transit, where again Saturn does become a taskmaster. For all the hidden stuff that you have done, it will come to light. Little wrong activity also you will be brought to book. So that ma, mi, mu, me, mo, ta, ti, tu, te. Those born with M and T are from the Leo sign, where Saturn is going to transit your 8th house, which is the house of hidden matters, unseen things, inheritances, earned wealth, unknown sources. All that will be brought to light. Okay? You do good, you will get good. Saturn is known for it. The next one who is going to be looked at very closely by Saturn is the Sagittarius sign. Because if you look at it, from Sagittarius, when Saturn is moving into the 4th house, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th house transit is to do with your home, your security, to do with home security, income, your earning home comfort, mind, all those things. So who is it who is Sagittarius? How do we see? We will see afterwards. Who are the people who are known as Sagittarians? Who are they? Okay, we will look at those letters. Finally, as I was saying, 12th house is Aries. If we count from Aries, because Capricorn is coming to an end, the transit of Saturn is from the 3rd house of Capricorn, so from the 4th house of Aries. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12th house of Aries, because if you count from here, where is Pisces from Aries? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. From the Aries moon sign, Aries ascendant, Saturn is going to be in the 12th house. The 12th house is where the Sarisati starts. The 7.5 years of Saturn is when Saturn goes into the 12th house, the 1st house and the 2nd house. So while it was in Aquarius, it was 2nd from Capricorn. Now it is going 3rd from Capricorn. This is once it leaves from here and moves in over here, from Capricorn it goes to the 3rd house. So 3rd house and 6th house, it gives good results. So according to the ascendant and the moon sign, when Saturn end of March goes into the Pisces sign, for me it is okay. I've done whatever. I've gone through the 7.5 years from the moon sign, and then wherever the overlap was, even if it had some repercussion on the ascendant. Same way for the Aries moon, Aries ascendant, Leo moon, Leo ascendant, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius ascendant, the 12th house, 8th house and the 4th house is where Saturn is transiting. For 12th for Aries, 8th for Leo and 4th for Saggy. So these guys have to be little careful, and if they have done stuff that is haywire, well, Saturn is going to watch you little more carefully, very minusculely. Now if we have to understand, when it comes to the Sagittarius, who are those who are Sagittarius? So before the Capricorn sign comes the Sagittarius sign. So if this is Capricorn, before that is Dhanu, which is Sagittarius. What are the alphabets with the Sagittarius sign? Ye, yo, which means Y. Okay, ye, yo, bha, bhi, bhu, tha, fa, da, bhe. So B, Y, F, D maybe, TH. So you can say it is possible that for Y you can think of a name like Yashoda, maybe. For Bha, B you can say Bartila is Bha. Bhanu, Bhanushri. Bhushan. Okay, that's all with B. And just as an example, Fa can be Farid, can be Farhad, that's Fa. Dha can be Dhanu or Dhanshri. Those are all we can say are Sagittarius moon sign. Now Dhanshri could have kept it really good So Saturn will travel a little, but not too much. But let's say Farid did something that's not that great, or Bhanu did something that's not so great, then Saturn will take them to task. That's how Saturn functions. Okay, so I think you should just keep it in mind. So for Leo, who's MMMM, who actually is what we were trying to tell you, the M's and the T's, that's the 8th house transit. Sagittarius is 4th house transit. Aries, which is, I gave you the examples for CH, L, and for AA, right? Ashish as an example, that is Aries. That is the 12th, your Sari Sati is starting. So that is it is a journey for the next 7.5 years. You go back to your last journey of 7.5 years of Saturn, that would have been 19 for the Aries. The 7.5 years of Saturn would have started in the year 1994. The minute my 7.5 years gets over, the Aries 7.5 years starts. So the last time the Aries 7.5 years would have happened would have been in 1994 sometime. 94, 95. Okay? So you go back to those events, you will come to know. Now, it is not necessarily that it is according to this nakshatra. Because if I can give you an example of Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan is called Shah. He's got a moon sign of Capricorn, but his ascendant is Leo. So every time the name does not reflect it. Salman Khan is an Aquarius. His ascendant, his moon sign is Aquarius, which is going through a Sari Sati. I think he'll be in the last leg of it. But according to his ascendant, which is an Aries, he's at the start of the Sari Sati. Yet his name is Salman. So you don't understand that it is neither the it is neither the, whatever were those words that I told you, letters that I told you. So these are the people who have to be little careful. Okay? And those who owe their egos. Saturn has already booked you for it. So the Leo came up because of May and the frog and Errol. I don't know whether this is specific to my toes or what. All the time you're playing bells from my body. I don't understand what your problem is. What is it? What cheap behavior is this? You make billionaires look cheap, frankly telling you. So in this lot, the Leo will be all those letters MM and TT. T is TF, Tony Fernandez. Fur is Fernandez. Mama is that May. Don't know if Mother E. Reddy. I think she's already gone. But then whoever would have won her ego, I hope they find you. I really do hope they find you. Enough nonsense. There's a height and a limit to how cheap gets. Frankly telling you. You please think for the men who are literally bound brain-wise by what's between their legs and not by their mind. Come out of this bloody useless adolescent mode of yours. The guy is sitting next to the president playing with what? 2 bloody spoons and 1 fucking fork. That becomes bloody fucking national news. International news. Are you okay or are you okay? The child is digging his nose and going and putting it on the American president's desk. It's okay if this one is Kira and he's not the original, so he's tolerating this, or indirectly he's insulting America and all the hard work put into it. It is not acceptable in any country because it is on the back of very responsible hard work to build anything. It is very easy to destroy. I don't understand how you people are even intelligent, frankly telling you. No, it doesn't make sense. My mother would get angry digging the nose and putting it on the furniture. You've gone and done it on the president's desk, for heaven's sake, and got that to be news. Yeah, in India we have Raga sleeping in the parliament like it is a bloody school session. Even the teacher in a college will tell you to get out. Come on, get out of my class. What the hell are you doing? Here you have done it in the parliament. I mean, I don't know. You must be chipped. And so must be the others that they even tolerated it. Otherwise they would have definitely called it out for strange behavior. Now, who's playing the role of creating the fog? It is what they have fitted into the toes. Who is the one who spoke about fitting something to the feet connected with Australia? It was Arnab Goswami. Before I was going to New Zealand. So he was talking about some Indian student and then fitting something into their feet. So he should know something, he should be around. He was taken into custody. He had to go and report something for how many hours he disappeared. Anything is possible. Ask his wife if everything is at home okay, or his child. If they say he's the same and everything's okay, then okay, everything's okay. If he's changed behavioral pattern wise, figure out why. The wife will know. So Lee is either trying to fight the, I don't know. So there is like 4 elements, that there is a Lee connected with the fog and the rot. We can say fought also. So Lee is trying to fight the rogue connected with the fog and connected with the rot. B. Lear fought. Was the augur creating the Lear, or was he fighting the Lear? He or she. Now if somebody gets autoimmune, they're not going to look good. They'll lose all their looks. In fact, you've started it on my chest, which is why I wear this that I'm wearing. I wear it on the outside of my body because I don't know if it is causing the problems is because of what I'm wearing around my neck. Right? So I've got a huge patch in the middle of my chest. I'm flat chested irrespective, so it's as good as flat, like a flat chest. And I've got a big round on it. Very similar to what happened here. And I don't know how it happens, but it has happened. Now, is it natural or is it got to do with your gene editing, and that buzzing shit that you play from my shoulder blade or then from my glasses? They're like different places. It's connected to my toes. Today I can't stand properly. And this was not ever before. Last 2.5 months I can't stand properly without pain in my soles. You have moved the chip to the back of my, because I know that you're able to, with telephony, you're able to make it pulse. You were doing that on the front of my toes, but I felt it had moved. Now you've gone and placed it to the back of my soles, but both feet are hurting. The soles primarily. The fact that you can move it, I know it. You're going to do good for humanity. What in you is decent? Whenever you have taken, you have stolen. What you have in you, ability to do anything good for anybody. You are promising them heaven at Mars compared to what you have at Earth. Earth is a shithole according to you compared to Mars. And they are buying that shit. Okay, so I don't know. B layer, there is a layer in connection with the auger, in connection with fighting of some kind. Okay. Don't know if there is anybody called Rego. People with the name R are in for a good time, because there, whether it is their ascendant or it is their moon sign, it moves to what? The 6th house. So it's a better time for them compared to earlier. So like Ramesh, that name, those kind of names. Okay, so Regu also probably. Could be Gore also. Gore means white. It could be a Marathi surname also. The layers come from where and who's fighting it? Various people, I think in their own capacity, are doing so at an individual level, but it is a collective issue coming from one source. Now, if I also have a Rom and Ram fitted into me, I think you should check, though it is saying the root of it is connected to May and Tosca. Errol is the husband of May and father of Tosca. Elon is the sun, is he represented as the frog. Lee could be working, shape-shifting for him. There could be a man, there was a Ron, there was a John. Now Lee. Maybe TF and RF got a job, or somebody knocked the originals off, played their role in India till it suited them to access something that they had access to, some resources. Then some of them went back to the country, and it so happens that they are in that camp. The Indians are following Elon Musk more than even their Washington Post and the Texas Times or whatever it is they have. New York Times and all. The Indians seem to be chasing it more than anyone else. Why is your interest in journalism most? Whether it is the Hindustan Times, whether it is Times of India, whether it is that, Ambani's company. Why you all are chasing mint? Why you all are chasing it? Not even America covers him as much as you do. तो इतना क्या इंटरेस्ट है? Okay, so now we've got like toffee is the brown skin. अब देखो, now see this. You know what this means? Brown skin is speaking as the white man. This is what it means. The word bol means to speak. Ya bole. Toffee is the brown skin, like Putin. Gore is Vladimir Putin as his natural birth. Same with Trump. We are all toffee because we are all born Indian. Even if I am not toffee, okay, now I become little fair, fine. But there are many who are still toffee. Or Putin. The same as toffee. Tan or toffee, same. Gore and white or fair. Bol is to speak. You are shape-shifting in foreign land. This is why the Indian broadcasting is following you wherever you are going and reporting you more than their own people in their own land. Their own people in their own land is going through what India was going through when Modi and whatever was the mess on the back of Modi having to grab a seat. The vitiating of the environment that happened starting with the bomb blast in 2008. Then him only getting rid of Raw and making his own Raw team. Those guys, I don't know whether they like their job or they are disillusioned. Like what you were talking about the Indian Army. You have done this before, you are doing this now on other people's land, but the thing is it affects everybody ultimately because it is gobbling globally. It's the same freaking style. You are the one who has decided, it is the toffee who has decided to infiltrate America with all the illegal immigrants. He's keeping the CIA, he's keeping the Fed, he's keeping the FBI, he's keeping all those people busy clearing his mess which he purposely created so that they are not keeping an eye on him. He thinks he's got a bloody red carpet, but he's toffee hiding as white. Same with Putin's camp. The white man in Russia cleared a mess up, built a good country, is looking beautiful. Everything is gold over there. You're going to what, steal all of that? Empty their coffers? What are you going to do? You realize how bad karma it is? Putin came from a humble beginning, but still he built something, no? And they had a formidable army. You're breaking it all up. Same with the guy who I'm pretty sure Kira has shapeshifted for Ratan Tata at some point in time. This group has Riodo entered, and that is why there was the altercation that took place between the Tata group and Shapoorji Pallonji's Cyrus Mistry. The same slate of hand tricks. Now that same Kira who has shapeshifted for Tata at some point in time has gone away to be Trump. There's something, there is some overlap. And the egos, you're just changing the neural network and the egos. And I think either you're CRISPRing them, gene editing them. India has the technology. The Indians at the bottom of the pyramid were aware of it 2009 first. Because this is being grabbed by somebody who's from the bottom of the pyramid. He has risen from the Middle East, is what was brought to my notice via an astrology read put upon Nostradamus and some 3, 4, 5 different types of proven astrologers of the 13th century, 12th century, etc., etc. But the crux of the matter is, it is telling you who the culprit is. That's what was telling, that it is somebody from the Middle East who has risen from the Middle East, who is the anti-god. He shapeshifts, it didn't say. He'll be coming to India, it didn't say. He'll be hiding in India, he didn't say. But to rise from the Middle East means he's from the bottom of the pyramid, he has risen to something, but the karma is all very wrong karma, bad karma. Okay, so this is yet again indirectly confirming the same thing. They say it is a fee that the white man has to pay. I don't know if it is Tony Fernandez who feels it is a fee to be paid by the white man. So he has gone on record saying, so whose idea is it? RT should be Rajan Taylor, from the Taylor family. TELOR. In that movie, when you have done that movie called Veer, didn't you say Britishers stole something? I say Rajan Taylor has shapeshifted for Salman Khan in the earlier years. His lower jaw juts out. That's how you come to know. You got a very strong lower jaw which juts out. E and JP. But he is short. Height wise, very short. Not more than 5'6". 5'7". That's how you know. No, shorty. तो मोटी भी बन सकता है. Right? You know, no matter, even if you are fighting a very fair war, not an unfair rat war, wanting to be gladiator with a syringe in the hand, whether it is that way or it is something else, making excuses for other people's wrong and doing wrong yourself does not right it. That only fools do. So this rampage of getting back this from there, getting that back, antiques from there, then some this from British, etc., etc. Okay, it's all right if you're getting something back, but destabilizing somebody else's economy on the back of foul play where you're being trusted is not good. That's bad karma. So I have to say it because time and time again, whether it was SRK's movie, where in the movie Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, he brings down the British flag, and it's good to hoist the Indian flag. It was very well received by all the Indians. Good. But to use that as a reason for creating a mess and calling it a fee, and then to gobble globally, that also creating a fog, the maze, being the snake, or giving with the snake. And the snake has risen from the Middle East and he's 10, and then everybody's hard work with proper administration, or then even in the corporates, gobbling, that means you're creating how much unemployment for how many people, and when they were working in their jobs, what you got from them, whether they realized it or didn't realize it, what you have done to everybody, where have you done anything for the welfare of people? The word grief is here. You're causing that for everybody. that is the birch, जो झाड़ू है. And the whip, you know what whip is? Belting. You know what they do with the belt? Moram ke time they hit themselves. That you have put it onto the Catholics and the church, calling it to purge sins of people. Isn't that Moram the mourning of a prophet? I'm not sure, but I think it is it is a signification of mourning of something. Don't you hit yourself? In London Dreams, wasn't it depicted by JAYA.ADVANI when he is kind of jealous of his friend, who's a Punjabi from Punjab, that is Salman Khan, pra. So when he is getting jealous of his friend and doesn't want him to sing, because he's very well received from the public, then he does something to destabilize his friend. Then doesn't JAYA.ADVANI show himself, kind of purging his sins in his own private chambers because of something he's done against Salman Khan in the movie? Asin was in that movie. So that is the belt. We have the belt over here, but that is the birch and the whip. What you are trying to do, you better, I really think intelligence better take cognizance of what this is. It's not a joke. The Indian cinema, you must watch some of these movies this for the hints. It's in there. I don't want to say it. I'm also saying these guys have now finished with Bollywood. Mostly they have moved to the local cinema. You're lucky. I don't think it is more than 5 years. Maybe it is from 2007 itself, but you will be able to quickly put it together. They're the reason for your LA and the problem over there, or California and so many of the tents on the sidewalk. Also, I'm telling you, do not take Oprah, what I've seen, lightly. If it is not yet happened, then maybe it is to happen. But in that only there is so much money. Not only that, your cola, which is the retirement money of all the elderly who have built their resources, these guys won't spare them. I've given you an example in Bombay what has happened, how it has happened. Don't take a moral call in terms of what is right, what is wrong from the point of view. Employment is employment. Liberty is liberty, but liberty cannot be stretched that far that you don't have the discretion between the murderer, child, mother, father, soldier, war, home, corporate, and you give the knife to everybody, a jagged edged knife to everybody. Everyone's going to use it. You say, well, it's a question of liberty. Hand everyone the same knife. Otherwise, you are discriminating. No, don't discriminate. It has to be the same. Advait. Yeah, Bahai. It's not how it works. So Gore, here's the white man, Fee, connected with either Rajan Taylor, Tony Fernandez, Toffee versus the Gore, and that's already been spoken about. Okay. I don't know if it is Bole Fleet Gore or it is Obi Fleet Gore. That means most of the Tans who have come to America are from the Obi background, whether it is America or whether it is Putin. You have 10 Putins, Vladimir Putin. Then where is the real Vladimir Putin? somebody who builds, when Russia was struggling and they had to change the structure of their economy, so it is a painstaking job for everybody. Now they've come to a position of considerable, it's like building an empire at a national level. So when you are the pinnacle of success, you're going to go to war and just destroy your own army, and then later on the repercussions are huge financial losses as well as military losses. That he's going to do, that who built the empire and took it to the pinnacle of success. No, only a shapeshifter will do it. So Putin and Putin are the toffee shapeshifting in place of Vladimir Putin. But what happened to the real Vladimir Putin, one needs to figure it out. And his military needs to be actually cautioned, alerted, if you want to say that. If you've ever served in Russia, no matter who you are, I think it is a humanitarian issue. Tomorrow it's going to come to eat you up only. And same goes for Donald Trump. You don't let rats and mice infest in your home, so why do you allow it globally? You really, after becoming big people, even if you started from humble beginnings, somebody became an MD, somebody became a manager, somebody became a GM, somebody became MD, with viewpoint that you will provide for your next generation and the generation after to better your life. You really want to come down to the level of the birch and the whip, you'll be at the receiving end of the whip. You won't have the whip in hand. You were already warned, the anti-god is only one. Just like Stalin, once his work is done, it's over for you. You read, 1920 Stalin, what his style was. Read up on him. He's from Russia. Read up on him. Hitler was from Germany. You do the reading. And if mind control, fog and maze for forced transformation by the spitting snake is not stopped, then it's over for everybody. So OB Fleet Gore, that's the other thing. Okay, you need to understand it your own self. OBB, you call me Mother Chutia and you said Mother Chutia B. That's what you just said from the fan in my ear. The OB Dalit category says that they were at the receiving end of lots of discrimination from the Indian society, and their people had to face lots of inconveniences in India. But then the Gore has what to do with it? He's in America and he's in Europe and he's in Russia. Why blame him? It is a open shut case of greed and excuses, playing on the back of sympathy in the earlier years. The amount of privileges the underprivileged had starting 30 years earlier, 20 years earlier in India, ask the government. How many reservations, how many quotas where normal people don't even, with good marks, good qualifications, don't get a job, so that the so-called underprivileged can be given a kickstart in life. Then once they are settled, the next generation automatically can look after the others. So there is a systematic way of governance. Everybody is not with a magic wand. Okay, overnight, everything becomes okay. So the government's tried everything from its end in a fair manner, fair to everybody. But grabbing things, gobbling things globally on the back of pretense and greed, that's not okay. So you can see what it is, OBB flog tree, or is it Riti? Tree is nothing but a hierarchy. Riti is customs. Okay, hopefully there is nothing else over here. Using E may be confusing the ER. That's what they've been doing worldwide. Through technology. So I don't know if this Rajkumar and Vivek Kumar, Rajkumar and that boy called Ladka, do they fall into the OB category? But they are worked through somebody else. But then on the shape-shifting line, you're not going to be who you are straight off. You're going to pretend, and then you are part of a network and a nexus, and you will be working as bad as spies, but in your own homeland. Well, Ladka has worked in my house, I told you, 18 years. He comes, cleans for 1 hour every morning, and that's just the way it is. And he was pretty good at what he does. So good that we don't need actually anybody. When we have stopped 2008, when the battery burst in my head, like a battery burst, and it hurt my forehead. I just saw signals of things that were not that great. So after that, I interviewed a couple of people, because my home has never been without staff full day and night. Not ever. There may be gaps where, okay, there is, till you get the next person to work, there could be a week, 2 week. Or then if somebody has gone away to his village, then there can be a time where the full time is not there for 2 months. But then there are plenty of support staff who are part-timers who come and go and do the job. So you don't feel the difference. But in 2008, after interviewing a couple of people, after this guy left, where the battery burst on my forehead, I just decided, for my father being an elderly person, I thought it was very unsafe. So all I said is, no, we just get the food from the clubs. CCI is 5-10 minutes away. There's NSCI also. My father's entertaining a lot. Somehow or the other, I'm also going here and there. It's okay. Somehow or the other, the house functions. We pick up food for a couple of days from the clubs, bring it home, and it lasts. It works. Anyway, we eat out also a lot. There is a dhobi who comes, he's there from my grandmother's time. If we need our clothes ironed, the dhobi can do it. Outsource it, outsource it to whoever else. That's how the house functioned. Now, where this Larka is concerned, he's been there, he's pretty good at what he does. So, is he a conduit? Is there somebody else there's a conduit? Rajkumar, for sure, I've seen in the magazine in that artificial intelligence thing. I've already said it 100 times. Where was that printed? Is it at Hemang Shah's printing press? Because that's where suddenly, after 30 years of knowing Hemang Shah, he decides to call himself, he says he's a Dalit. Now, he's been around for 30 years. Every now and then, when Sayuta is in town, we meet up. What triggered him, I don't know. That was 2013-14 sometime. He had to establish something. His printing press is in Sassoon-Dock, a very lonely place. If a printer has to, printers, even Times of India's printing happens overnight at times because it's a newspaper. But then if you have something, a commitment to meet, you definitely can print even till 4 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. But if your printing press is in Sassoon-Dock, when you're leaving that place, how vulnerable are you? Or you're part of IEO, or you're traveling abroad, or you're traveling in India, how vulnerable are you? These are things that were taken advantage of. If you had a resource and it can be exploited by a clone or a shapeshifter. It is on Hemang Shah's identity that somebody has spoken on the phone talking about connects with the underworld, has spoken about making people disappear in the daytime, broad daylight, and you'll never be found. You'll also not be missing. It'll never be found out you're missing. Now you tell me. So that's 13 and 14. My phone is a bar phone. It is recording every conversation for 1 year before and 1 year after. But this conversation shows as an error. We can't access the file. How it happened? How it happened? So I have to give the background because whoever it can help in trying to figure from your own intelligence point of view, I think whatever's happened in the past must be put out over there without the idea of actually insulting anybody. Okay? So I don't know what this is. OB flog to ERE, whatever that is, however you want to understand it. Either E has been flogging through the toe, OB as well as ER, or ER or someplace through E has been flogging through the toe the ER of other countries and the OB, or some OB have joined this effort and they know how to jab in the toe, use it for confusing everybody else. What I told you was, what did I tell you? It is the effort of the bottom of the pyramid. It was known in 2009 from my observation of what seems weird at which level. But I've been around from 73 in the same place. Also, I think, you better look at people like SM Krishna who've been brought to Bombay 2004. He has left a few months after 2008, mid 2008. Could he have been pulled off the grid? Could he have been replicated? Then what were the repercussions of it? If not him, what about his daughter? His son-in-law is no more. He's my first cousin. In 2 readings, it talks about the Dead Sea and it talks about Syria and another one. Also, his identity is being taken to NTR. NTR is from Chennai, not even from Karnataka or Maharashtra. I have never met him for NTR in my entire life. All right, let's move on. So the ex-husband used to like TGIF a lot. In TGIF is TF. I used to wonder because it's an okay place, it's not that great. TGIF, TF and IG or gift. So is it an IG who gifted TF on the back of foul play to ruin my life? You're okay or you're okay? It is not acceptable at all. You backstab, you have lots of problems in the future. That's it. We were luckily brought up to take our own decisions. So we will keep with being the decision maker. Both the IG and whoever else is involved have lots of problems going forward. You cannot decide my bloodline, but from an Atmic space, I can definitely be an authority on your future journey. There's no question of it. Not just you, but everybody involved. From the top of the pinnacle to the last man on the street, your entire network, wherever that network is from, or however you helped each other in your network for your individual self-serving outcomes. यहाँ पे to tell you quite frankly, इनका जो loyalty है is like a fox, sly fox. Wherever there is opportunity, no matter which side of the border you're from, if there is an opportunity to move a little ahead, forget about ethics or the lack of ethics, or even thought about what a department goes through, because there's somebody in that network who's self-serving. So anyway, I am the witness, I become the authority going forward from spirit, and I am the decision maker. Just from the virtue of being the witness, that's all. But a bigger witness than me is who? Shirdi Sai Baba, at whose feet I was put at when I was 3 months old, who was presented to me when I was 14 years old. And since then, he has never left. Yes, so he's like my very shadow. At an atomic level, to this small little body birth of mine in this one birth, in this form. You had to deface my face for what? To drop me to levels of what? You think it is going to affect my Atma? It doesn't do anything of that sort. Does it trap you for bad karma? Very much so. Don't know if Reggie got flogged also. How so? I'm not sure. Or did the ET flog Reggie and the OB? That also is possible. You need to figure out which way this works. Were both at the receiving end? Or was one at the receiving end? Through E. Toby's name is not spelled the way his normal name should be spelled. He's very important, I think, because he is the brother-in-law. So Umesh is married to S.M. Krishna's daughter called Shambhavi. Toby is married to Umesh's older sister called Pramila. There's the eldest sister called Trimona. Toby, I think, is connected with his company called Dynamatics, but that was supplying something connected to the defense ministry of the NDA at India. That's why he becomes very important. Yet this name is not being spelled properly. It is his daughter, when she was learning to talk, who was, I don't know where she had seen it, but like Sharanya also says, Masi cut nose, she's picking it up from the elders. Right? When a child talks, they pick up things from the elderly. So what Toby's daughter was doing was, she was saying, I want to die. I'm wondering, this child is actually talking English, but why is she saying this on and on again? Was this because of her grandfather? Has she overheard it from the grandfather? Is it something connected with the mother or the father? I don't know. But she has picked it up from an elderly. And she's speaking English means she has picked it up from somebody who talks English. That was 2002, 2003, I think. Okay, so this is very important. Beer, I think Akhil, Kabir, Nikhil, all of them are beer drinkers. Sarah. Beer can be United Breweries also, because it started as a beer factory. We're not here for a gossip session. We're here to help the ER or any kind of intelligence to figure out how they need to actually look at this, whatever is being put out over here. And if from Elon's camp someone thinks that this is gossip, you have literally given me a bad name through your cheap manner in that EEE network. What you are so scared about? When I said something was wrong, even in my marriage, you people went on a defensive and went and took that also into the graveyard. But whenever you do that, my knowledge is, whenever you make fun of a situation, it is your defense tactic. And actually there is a snake hiding in there that needs to be caught. It is damn bad for everybody. When it comes to a small personal issue, okay, it is one person who gets affected. But if you think about what happened with me, if you did it with other people, because you could clone and you could shapeshift. Or what about, I don't know how to explain it. But your style is the same. Whether it is an individual issue or you're taking it to now a national issue, or then the globe and gobbling and robbing and creating fog and leering. You dare to do that. What did the ex-husband's father say? I know my son is wrong, but he is my son, so I have to take up for him. This is what he's told me to my face. But if that is the attitude taken globally for the gobbling and the fog and the snake and the sly fox and the maze and the birch and the whip and the what's missing? Mice. If you're still not understanding it, don't know how to explain it to you, but it is global gobbling. Putin, toffee. Donald Trump's look-alike in Pakistan selling ice lollies. He doesn't have ice. He's got the same kind of face. The albino was brought to my home by Ritu, 1998. Could be a friend of Kailash Auntie's, Mrs. Lakshmi Shivdasani. How do we know, Baba? Because what you are doing is you are changing, bleaching. I don't know what you are doing. It's, you know models also. Models look good on the ramp. If you look at them in real life, without anyone gene editing in any way, they're just to their natural skin. Don't they look different at times? You say, oh, okay, this is that same I couldn't make out. But that is only the work of makeup. But if you're going to gene edit people, you're going to bleach them, you're going to change things about them, you're going to change the country, you're going to mess around with the cortex on, cortex off, another memory on, how is anybody to crack it? But you have done it. And it's always with the idea of grabbing the assets of the original, or some resource connected with the original, and then exploiting it, misusing it, and spitting there only when you are exiting for the next one. Flock to bear E. Okay. Blue but not properly blue. I don't know if blue get free. Okay. What do they get freely? I don't know. Is it free flogging for the blue? Or are they atomically free? Goes back to the prince from the reef. Blue get reef. I'm going to now close this for now. I'm going for lunch. Okay. And I'll just see, I think I'll come back tomorrow. I think I want to take a break. It's any which way is 12:14. Okay, so we will just, I could come back to it in the evening, I'm not sure, but for now I'll just call it a day. Okay.